again here in the macro game for T1.
Well, Flandre is now in trouble. The immediate flash in from Canna, and they just explode the chase. Flandre with no flash, no way out. Canna also trying to rotate around, but he's not quite in position. But T1 do manage to lock down the Rift Herald. And now Faker moving on in. There's the final chapter. Maybe a flash needs to be used, but no, it's going to be the stopwatch first. As that bullet time just to zone T1 away from their turret. Now the teleport's going to come through. Moonlight Vigil comes down from Gumayushi. Already so much damage available. The flash forward. The dash cannon as well from Canna, but now they're trying to turn it around. The Yuumi, unfortunately, oh no, Mako tries to save his jungler, but instead throws his life away, and T1 wipe the team fight.
Such a beautiful fight from T1. You have Canna on the flank on the left side there. He gets into a position to push, and then as soon as Edward Gaming push a little bit too far, he can teleport in. You've got that lockdown there. And Edward Gaming, they have a comp that can blow up single targets. They have a lot of burst damage. They have a lot of mobility. But if you actually get the jump on them first when they overextend, T1's composition has so much power. Now we're looking at a 4,000 gold lead.
Falling down as well here for T1. His owner's going to move on around the side. EDG, the rest of them getting into position. As oh dear, that is a very dead Lulu once again. As that is now Moonlight Vigil to come forward, and I think that was the ulti from Viper immediately cancelled. Good disengage there from Owner as well, as Destiny's going to come forward. Faker looking for his opportunity. Everfrost onto Viper, but not too much more, as there's the empowered shock blast. Faker still looking for it, as that's a very fast red card. As now the flash forward from Canna. They get the stun onto Flandre, and he is just dead. As soon as Owner gets there and presses W, there is no way out.
Put some respect.
Keep pushing forward.
Put some respect in Canna's name. This guy is making big plays this game. Flash forward there once again. It's not over yet.
Yep, the ulti to come through. His great stun card comes out from Faker. Joy in a little bit of trouble. Now the ulti is on cooldown. Scout flanking through the side, but T1 are not relenting. They're looking to take down this inhibitor turret. And there's the stun. The walk up and stun from Owner, is now Scout's in trouble. Owner still pressing forward. Canna getting some damage down onto Viper, who has to get out of there. Scared for Viper there, but he is going to be all right. It's T1 in position. Faker finds the gold card. Everfrost, the chain CC is just too good. And with the Destiny, he can't go invisible. It's just impossible for the Talon to get himself out. And now Destiny from Faker immediately back towards this Baron. No jungler on EDG. It's about as textbook as it gets.
And again, the ultimates are down. They were both used in that fight, but there is still a poke available. T1 might get their health bars taken low here, but they're looking for a possible turn.
Yep, Faker already on the flank.
Looking for Flandre.
Control ward goes down, as now Flandre in trouble once again. Owner is going to get on forward. He takes a lot of damage, but he's going to be absolutely fine. Once again, Canna finding everyone with his ultimate. The Realm Warp gets the rise out, but they're not going to be able to stop this Baron anymore.
There's just no way you could take this fight without those crucial ultimates, but you can't just give up the Baron. You've got to try something. It was an incredible flank there from Faker. You lock down the Jason, blow him up. There's just no damage realistically in this fight anymore.
And that's going to be Viper's first death of the tournament.
Yeah,
Showmaker, 5th game. Viper, unfortunately, 5th game as well.
The curse!
The 5th game curse!
No more than 5.
No one else has been that unlucky this world, have they? As we're going to see it again, and you can see just, you can't press R and be okay.
And I think we're starting to see for the first time with EDG here, this is the heroic play from Faker where he's able to catch Flandre. They have that chain CC. But you're starting to see for the first time that a lot of the domination we've seen from EDG in this group has been around their small advantages and their vision control. And just like everyone else who's faced them and faced the same vision problems, when they don't have it, they'll at any point.
Yeah, this inhibitor taking a little bit of damage, but Canna on the bottom side as well. He's going to remove the second inhibitor turret of the game, as that's the flash forward. He doesn't care about the exhaust. Canna 1 versus 2. He's got the best item in the game, so he'll be absolutely fine. Scout as well is going to go golden, but the situation's far more dire for him, as Faker will lock down the rise. A Destiny comes in a little bit mistimed on that rake, but T1 are going to push forward. Nexus turrets now fall, and they'll tie up their scoreline here at Worlds Groups with EDG. The Nexus is the focus. They're not worried about any of the funny business, but they will grab a couple of extra kills before they tie this one up. And you can see a bit of a wry grin on Faker's face as he takes down the Nexus.
I mean, this means now that if T1 and EDG both win their final games of the group, we will have a tiebreaker for first place here, and that is going to be very exciting to watch. We basically get a best of 3 here in this group stage, assuming those 2 wins go through, which is the prediction right now of both these teams advancing from the group.
Also makes these games for spoilers so much more exciting.
No, I 100% agree, and it also showed us that in the first game, it was EDG that read C1 like a book. Every single play was tracked, owner couldn't find any.
Sir, this time around against EDG and Honor, thank you so much for joining me after this game. Congrats on taking down this team. It was a very more controlled game than the first time when it comes to map plays, but also objective control. Tell me about the difference in approach that allowed you to take down EDG today.
네, 우선 시간 내어주셔서 정말 감사하고요. 승리 축하드립니다. 이번 판은 저번보다 굉장히 더 정교하고 운영이라든지 오브젝트 컨트롤 같은 쪽으로 굉장히 잘 풀어나가셨는데 저번 판에 비해서 어떤 점을 또 다르게 준비하셨을까요?
일단 저희 첫 번째 EDG랑 했을 때는 저희의 실수가 너무 많았기 때문에 그냥 실수만 줄이자라는 생각만 하고 이번 게임에 임했던 것 같아요.
In the first match against EDG, we made too many mistakes, so our focal point was reducing and getting rid of the mistakes.
You also chose a different draft here, especially with the Poppy, which is a pick that we see more and more. What are your thoughts on the champion and the fact that it's rising right now?
네, 그리고 뱀픽도 살짝 변화한 것 같습니다. 우선 뽀삐도 등장했는데 지금 티어가 계속 올라가는 것 같아요. 뽀삐 픽에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시나요?
일단 좋은 픽들, 약간 1티어 막 리신 같은 챔피언들이 사라지면은 뽀삐도 조금 많이 나올 수 있다라고 생각합니다.
As long as the top tier champions like Lee Sin are removed, I think Poppy is very viable.
I have one last question about the draft because you talk about top tier champions. I want to mention Yuumi, of course, because it became a must ban over the past few days, but you chose to leave the champion open this time around. So what made you think that we will be able to control the champion, especially paired with the talent in the jungle?
네, 그리고 티어에 대해서 말씀하셨는데 지금 1티어로 평가받는 필벤 카드가 사실 유미였거든요. 이번에 유미를 열어주게 되신 이유와 사실 유미와 탈론 조합도 굉장히 무시무시한데 어떤 식으로 대응해야겠다라고 생각하셨나요?
일단 뱀픽 딸 때부터 일단 이득을 볼 수 없는 구조였다고 생각하기 때문에 다 같이 그냥 열고 한 것 같았고 탈론 유미 상대로 약간 뽀삐 같이 좀 W 같은 그걸로 좀 막을 수 있기 때문에 약간 그런 식으로 접근했던 것 같습니다.
이득을 볼 수 없었다라면 어떤 이득을 말씀하시나요?
그냥 뱀픽에서 이기는 것보다는 서로 이제 실력 싸움이 될 수 있는 뱀픽밖에 안 될 것 같아서. 네.
So once we had the Yumi Open, we knew that we cannot win the draft. We could rather just focus on winning based on the mechanical level. And also Bobby and Yumi together with Talon, I think Bobby can counter it, their dashes and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how it went.
I really like the fact that we see more and more Puppy just because of this reason. One last question here. This is your first time at Worlds. What does it mean to you to be here?
마지막으로 지금 첫 월즈를 치르고 계신데요. 본인에게 어떤 의미인가요?
일단 첫 월드인데 첫 데뷔 연에 올 줄도 잘 몰랐고 너무 저한테는 약간 꿈 같죠? 네, 꿈 같습니다.
So I never thought I would make it to Worlds in my rookie year, and it's like unreal. I think I'm in my dream right now.
I can imagine, and you've been stellar so far, Orna. But for now, that's the end of this interview. 감사합니다 for the interview today. Ji-sun, as always, thank you very much. And we're going to take a break now, and we'll be back in a couple minutes for 100.